New York City. New York is falling in line. Now, I have a theory about this. I have a theory. And my theory is that Eric Adams already seen the writing on the wall. Forget what Letitia James talking about. We're going to talk about her next week. Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, I sense that Eric Adams did not want to be a part of this administration shenanigans from the beginning, but he had to play ball. And the minute that he stopped playing ball, I think that that's when they started to sick the Department of Justice and the feds on him. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. Eric Adams was a part of the go along and get along gang. And see, this is what happens when you're a part of the go along, get along gang, like Brandon Johnson. Huh? You know what happens? Is that you have to compromise your morals and your beliefs for what's best for your city and the people that you serve in order to bow the knee to something that's much greater than you, but is much more demonic than what you thought it was. And so the minute that he started to have a conscience, again, I liken this to Jerry Maguire. When he woke up one night and he said, I had an epiphany. And then he wrote his manifesto and he sent it out to the company. And everybody was looking at him as he came in and he was like, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Next thing you know, he was out there saying, show me the money. Trying to keep one client. And that's what I look at Eric Adams as. I look at Eric Adams as a leper of the Biden administration. But Eric Adams had one more card to play. And you know what that card probably was? You know what the card is that Eric Adams played? Eric Adams played the Trump card. He said, listen, I'm going to put all of my eggs in that other basket. And when Trump was running for president of the United States of America, he said, listen, I'm not going against that man and I'm not going to endorse the Kamala Harris campaign because I got one more card to play now. I don't know if at some point he's hoping, considering all of the federal charges that he's facing, I don't know if... No, thank you, Siri. No, thank you. I don't know if Eric Adams believes in his heart that he can get a pardon from the Trump administration, but I tell you what, he sure is playing them cards. So this is what he decided to do in New York. He decided to go against the migrant crisis that they've been funding over the last few years and said, I'm ending this. And I'm going to start by no longer participating in the food voucher program that we've been giving away taxpayer dollars for over these last few years as a part of the Biden administration and Kamala Harris. Let's see what they got to say.
Now to the mayor of New York. Lots of news involving Mayor Adams today. And today he's joining us live on Eyewitness News.
Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We want to start.
Good to see you both.
Yes, great to see you too. We want to start with your decision late this afternoon to end that food voucher program for immigrants. What led to this decision and why now?
Well, it was an emergency contract for a sunsetting 1 year. That was what it was in place for 1 year. Now we have moved away from emergency response because we have had a constant decrease in our population. And now we're going to the procurement process that we do now for food. But we've been successful with that program. We brought down food waste. We were able to get several thousand individuals to have culturally sensitive food at the same time, and it was successful for the time being. And now we move into the general putting out the RFPs that are needed. It was an emergency, and now we're moving in another direction.
Funny, isn't that amazing? 3 days after the election, Trump got elected on going up on a Tuesday, going up. Squad going up. Ain't that funny that on a Tuesday, Trump gets elected, and then on Thursday, on a Friday and Thursday, all of a sudden everybody started getting in line. Ain't that crazy?
Of course, the big issue surrounding the city and has been the big issue surrounding your tenure to some degree. Let's talk about some other crucial issues, though. You talked yesterday to President-elect Trump. What did you talk about? And did it involve any funding for New York City, or perhaps lack of funding?
Well, I've been very consistent about private conversations. I don't go into them, but I'm clear. I'm here to fight on behalf of this city. You can't hold your breath and wait 4 years before you start bringing back those resources to the city. We have a new president, and I'm going to collaborate with his administration to deal with some pressing issues that face in our city, particularly around funding. When you look at the billions of dollars we spent with the migrants and asylum seekers, we got very little help from the federal government, and I think it's imperative that we engage on the right foot to say New York needs infrastructure, affordability, and other big-ticket items.
Why didn't it need it prior to that before Trump got elected on a Tuesday? I'm just wondering. Going up on a Tuesday, got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday, squad going up. Nobody flipping packs now. I just did 3 in a row. Them shows is back to back to back now. Ah! Oh, look at Eric Adams out there. That's unfortunate. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. It ain't no way, no how. I made it on my own. I made it on my own style. I don't think that I should stay. You know I gotta go. But moving too fast. Don't want to take it slow. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Oh my God. It ain't no way, no how. I'm about to play that song. Let me get that on my computer.
Well, Mayor, speaking of the new president, do you think the Trump presidency will have an impact on your federal case? Are you hoping the charges will be dropped? We do know that he said that you were being unfairly targeted because of your criticism of the Biden administration's immigration policy. What are your thoughts on that? And have you spoken to Trump about this?
No, I did not. And I've been extremely clear that I've done nothing wrong, and I have competent attorneys that are going to handle that case.
Look, now he's starting to talk about the case. And listen, let me make sure I add this in. I've done nothing wrong. I got competent attorneys. I've been doing things on the up and up, and I think that I need a reprieve.
My job is to do what I was elected to do, and that's fight on behalf of New Yorkers. And anyone who conflate the two just really don't know who I've been for the last 30 plus years as a public servant from police officer to an elected official. I'm going to fight and defend this city. This city deserves that, and that is what I'm going to continue to do.
Okay. And just quickly, Mayor, are you hoping that he drops the charges?
My attorney, anything that's dealing with my case, I have an excellent attorney that can handle those questions. I have to answer the questions of how to move the city forward, and I'm not going to allow anything to get in the way of that.
We'll call the lawyer later tonight and ask him the questions. I do want to talk to you a little bit more about financial assistance. You were quite critical of the lack of financial assistance President Biden didn't help fund. The flood of migrants coming into New York. It's hard to imagine Donald Trump's going to, in all honesty, Mayor, going to boost any funding to pay for that. And in fact, he may order them out of the country, as we well know. People who live here and work here and their children are going to school here in the public schools. Mr. Mayor, let's talk about that cost of all that and what your hopes are for Mr. Trump.
Well, first we need to deal with the reality. Over 220,000 migrants and asylum seekers came to the city. And we spent billions of taxpayers' dollars to take care of this issue, as well as other cities, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles. When you look at those tax dollars not going to the residents of those cities to deal with the crucial issues we had to face coming out of COVID, I found that troubling, and I was clearly vociferous about it. But this is a sanctuary city. I think that the modification that was last made under the previous administration was the wrong modification. When it was put in place under Koch and under Bloomberg, it had a different concept. I don't believe people who come to the city and create violent crimes should not remain in the city, and we should have the right, after they serve their time, to turn them over to ICE. But we
Listen. This is what I know for sure. They could throw all of the words at us, and they could talk all of that nonsense. This is one thing I know for sure, and two things is for certain. Everybody changing their tune. By Friday, by payday, listen, election was Tuesday. Tuesday night, we already knew that she had lost. Obama was wrong on his Twitter when he said that we're going to have to take some time and count all of the votes. Next thing you know, everybody got in line. Russia got in line. Eric Adams got in line. The only person that's still out of line is Gavin Newsom and Letitia James. The only person I bet LeBron James. Did LeBron James take that tweet down? Let me look at that tweet that LeBron did. Endorsing Kamala Harris on Elon Musk's platform. Let me see something. Let me see. LeBron James. LeBron James. He still got it up there. I can't believe it. LeBron James still got the tweet out there that's saying that he endorsing. I would have took that junk down so fast. I wouldn't even have blunked. I wouldn't even have been blinking. I'd have took that junk down so fast.